court-martial sitting in Borno State has sentenced trooper Azuna Maduabuchi to death by firing squad for killing his commander at 202 Battalion of the 21 Special Armored Brigade in Bama, Lieutenant Babakaka Ngogi. Maduabuchi was on Tuesday sentenced to death by firing squad after he was found guilty at the court session held at the Mamilari Cantonment, Maiduguri. This, according to the court, is in accordance with Section 106 of the Armed Forces Act. Maduabuchi had in July 2020 fired at least 5 shots at the late Ngogi while the latter was on the telephone with his newly married wife. He was said to have embarked on the shooting spree shortly after the troops returned from scanning the environment to ward off Boko Haram group. Sahara reporters gathered that the shooter aimed at the officer's chest and released rapid rounds, stunning his colleagues who were present. He said, "We were all shocked because we did not expect that such a thing could happen at that time. Soldiers and officers were in a sad mood to the extent that they wanted to go and kill the shooter in the guard room, but the brigade commander ordered that they should not kill the guy. Later, we tried to verify if there were issues between them, but nothing personal was established. We only found out that the soldier's bank account had been blocked for several months, so he could not collect his office allowance and salary. He had been complaining that he was also not even given a pass so he could go out. We are in a sad mood already here," his source said. Okay. Yes, we had the story that time that he newly married a lieutenant and this and that the guy was not allowed, this Maduabuchi was not allowed to go out, and everybody was like, wow, they just have to do something about it, this whole thing. Recently some soldiers came out and began to complain that they've been in that Borno for 3 years or so, that they ought to have been removed from that place so that other people could come in to just for them to gain their sanity. And a lot of things have really been going on. Of course, before the guy could do that, definitely he knew quite already that what would follow. But all of this would have been avoided. All of this would have been avoided in the first place. These are the things that we take for granted. We take them for granted. You see, a lot of people are being owed salaries, government owning salaries, not even private. Even private now is a free for because they just believe that after all, government is owing, nobody's doing anybody anything, which is not supposed to be. A government that is always coming in to supposed to set a good example for people to follow. What do? Everybody does what he or she likes. So you can imagine what this whole thing has resulted into. And a lot of lives that have been lost, were unnecessary. All of this would have been avoided. But see what is happening, see what it has caused. And they will not. The worst part of it is that government will not learn from this. They won't. They wouldn't. Whether it was the same lieutenant that caused his salary not to be paid, that made his account to be blocked, or what did you do and all of that, all of those investigations to be brought out. Of course, or maybe even the lieutenant that this Maduabuchi fired, he might not even be the one responsible for that. Only God knows. But because we are not hearing details, was it the same lieutenant that blocked his account? What led to what? What led to this? What led to that? Those guys, it's just a pity. All of this, in a nutshell, from my own point of view, all of this would have been avoided in the first place. Just wasting lives. Nobody is above the law, so if found guilty, he should face the full wrath of the law, irrespective of his region and religion. I would also advise the military to always check the mental health of our soldiers. It is very important they are all in good state of mind. They face Boko Haram and have seen their colleagues died in crossfire with terrorists, and they are not well taken care of by the system they are fighting to protect. Well, hope the Defense Headquarters and Nigeria government taking the issues of these men and women in the forefront serious. Welfare, gradually civil service manhandling is crippling into the force. You cannot neglect them and expect them to give you best. Muhammad Buhari, take care of our military men and women. They are not telling the public what motivated his actions. May he find Jesus. If you continue killing yourself and leave civilians alone, we will be at peace the way I am feeling now as I read this news. Like, seriously? Could could it be there was a feud between the two? The matter should be well investigated. Sometimes anger makes one to lose sense of reasoning. May the soul of the deceased rest in perfect peace. The senior officer should learn to treat others' rank like humans. Please, he must have known the consequences of doing so. Just like I said, yeah, he knew quite alright that that was what we felt, and he didn't care. He didn't care. All of this would have been avoided. Do the right thing. I don't understand. I don't understand why people just choose to do evil. No matter what. No matter what. No matter what. People just do evil just like that, as if it is normal. But they wouldn't even want such things to happen to them. They wouldn't tolerate such thing. So what are we talking about? At the higher level, they commit all manner of atrocities. Is it not in Kano State, if I'm not mistaken? Either Kano State or Kaduna State. No, it can't be Kaduna. It's Kano State, slashing people's salary, going back to 18,000, whereas they're supposed to be paying 30,000 naira because they say things are not working fine. The question is that the so-called politicians, are their salary reduced? Like, people are asking, have you ever seen politicians protesting that they've not been paid? No, they will settle themselves first. But doctors, all those professionals that they have gone to school to study, all of them, everybody can just go into politics and begin to follow one godfather, begin to learn under the godfather, and be doing a home service, and be doing a house boy, house whatever, and that's it. If you be able to do one or two dirty jobs, that is it. But those who are the professionals, they go to school, they spend money, they even to even get work is a problem. Even the ones that have gotten the work, for them to be able to get paid is another ball game entirely. Government will be owing salaries 3 months, 2 months, and by the time they even pay, they will begin to shout on top of the roof that yes, it is now an achievement. So if the government can be involved in that kind of a act, then what do you expect? What do you call them? Expect private sectors, and that's what they have been doing. Hold people 5, 6, 7 months, and it's after all, there's no job anyway, and people will continue because is that not slavery? Is that not slavery? In your own country, you cannot be paid as at when the welfare of the workers is nothing to write home about. The 30,000 naira they are paying, what is it? Nothing. Now a government state is coming out to go back to 18,000 naira minimum wage. Who does that? Who does that? And also, we have a police too. You see police misbehaving. You see them doing this, and you want them to put in their best. And yet, welfare is nothing to write home about. Go and see police barracks. As we speak now, I think there was one former IGP that went to, I don't know, they were doing program. Anytime they are doing program like that, that is when they will be telling you, this and that. They will be saying all manner of things. As soon as the event ends, that is it. All the speeches, whatever they brought to that place is rubbish. They don't even go back to them. The former IGP went to a police event. They were doing event, and he said maybe he went to go and do inspection. He was talking about, the barracks will be built, the police barrack will be built. And I was like, people are even asking. I was like, but you were there before. Why didn't you initiate this move? Now the IG now, the IGP Adamu, Muhammad Adamu, is about retiring, or is retired already. Tell me, did they even look into the welfare and even the police barracks? Did they even look into it? Up to now, they're not doing anything. With the issue of a NSAS, have they met all the demands? Oh, the government is telling us that they have met the 5 for 5. They've met what? They've met what? So those are the things that these people are always creating. People are even complaining that what is the problem? Why is it that our people behave the way they behave? And it's degenerated to a lot of things that we were not supposed to have been experienced even as a people. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. You see what has happened to this gentleman because of a negligence and lack of care. Well, whatever the motivation for this wicked act, as a soldier, he knew the consequences of his action. need shedding tears for him. Let him pay for the price of his actions. The judgment must be fair. This is man slaughter, not murder. The guy has not been receiving salaries and his boss to grant him chance to sort it out many times. Frustration and bully of senior officers can cause actions like this. It's unfortunate. Frustration must have played a role here. But soldiers, you have to face the law of the country you are serving. So guys, leave your comments below and let us have your take on this. Thank you.